Hey MMO attackers, Reina, Scully here on the show floor at E3 with Mr. Philip Blood, giving us a little bit of an introduction to Citadel of Sorcery.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
Citadel of Sorcery is an MMO fantasy-based game. It's a giant world, larger than any other game that we've ever seen. And the idea of the game is to add sort of tabletop gaming into the MMO genre, where we go far beyond things like hack and slash and simple tasks to go complete, like kill 12 monsters, where we give you epic storylines like a full fantasy novel for a single quest with a completely changing world that everything you do in this game, every choice you make changes everything.
That sounds so exciting. You mentioned a changing world. I know that the persisting universe in this MMO is supposed to be very specific and very particular to the game. Can you give us a little bit about how how you expect the day-to-day experiences in the game to go?
Sure. The thing about our world is that it's not like the movie Groundhog's Day, which is repeated, the same day over and over. Sure, the sun came up and down, but it's the same day.
Right.
In our world, when we say time moves forward, it really does. Tomorrow is tomorrow, and all new things will be taking place in the world. And some of those things won't happen again. And so you have to experience the world moment by moment, and it's a constantly changing thing. Also, beyond just time moving forward like that, all the choices you're making are also changing things.
How do you think the real choices in the game will affect the character's gameplay, if there will be any?
Sure. The whenever you go on a quest, there's no linear system to it, and as you choose something in a conversation, a different path, whether or not to attack this guy, whether or not to save that guy, every single thing you do will change the storyline. There's literally tens of thousands of way through any story, and your way through will be very likely unique for you.
That sounds incredible. I'm so excited. Let's see. I remember a little bit about a crafting by adventure system. Can you give us a little details on that?
Sure. Crafting by adventure is our idea for still having a great crafting system, but not having your character have to stand around at a loom or a forge or something and just use up time. Instead, we want you having fun all the time. And if you're crafting, we want you out having fun crafting. And so we call it crafting by adventure because you can improve every item you ever get and make it into something better. And you do this by going out on adventures, and there's many different ways you can improve the item, but it isn't random. You can target what you want to do to it. If you want to add fire damage, knockback, more armor class, whatever it is, you can go after those things in your quest, find the place and the thing to do it, and add those things to your item, making a unique item that you've created.
That is so incredible. So we have a persistent universe, we have real life choices that affect your character's gameplay and the trajectory of your character, and you have the crafting by adventure. This seems like so much. I know you've been in development for about 8 years or so. Do you ever feel like you bit off a little bit more than you can chew?
Not a bit. The thing is that I know everybody locks onto that 8 years of development, but the fact is we're a very small team at this point. And so, 8 years of development with a small team is more like 1 year of development for a larger team. So really, we haven't got that much time into it in that sense. However, it is probably the most, I don't want to use the word complex because that will scare people as the game's complex to play, but it isn't. The game is very fun and easy to play, but the world to build it is very complex. And so, there's a little scariness in that, but we're doing a lot of things to make it so that when a player's thrown into it, it's not like throwing them in the deep end. We throw them into the game, and it will gradually add more and more and more options. The longer you play, the more things you'll learn you can do. So once you've discovered how to, do combat, for example, that's only good for a certain length of time, and then new things will be introduced, new artificial intelligence from your opponents and things, and you have to adapt and learn. You get new abilities you can do that you never had before. And so it's constantly evolving the game so that the player is slowly introduced to more and more options.
I am completely captivated by this new MMO. Let's see, I know we're not quite sure about a release date or any opportunities for betas quite yet, but is there anything else you'd like our listeners, our MMO attackers, to know about this game?
Sure. It really is the most innovative game that we've seen coming down the pipe for many, many, many years. And we work really hard to give players a completely new experience that is not going to be like any other MMO. And so when they come into this world, they have to understand that they're going to play a new kind of game, not another MMO that you've seen before. And so you really have to be ready to learn new things. And we hope, that the experience will be so much fun that players will stay for years and years and years.
Thank you so much for this interview. We learned so much, and we are now so excited for Citadel of Sorcery to come out. Keep us updated and let us know whenever a beta starts, whenever anything else, a trailer comes about. Thank you so much.